if I'm multiplying a binomial times a binomial by FOIL, what does FOIL mean? Binomial is two terms in a quantity. Okay, first, x times 2x. There's my first. That is 2x squared. Outer x times minus 5 gives me minus 5x. Inner 3 times 2x, that gives me 6x. And then last, 3 times minus 5, minus 15. And then what do? That's right, combine like terms. So I get 2x squared plus 1x, or x, minus 15. Coming back here? Wonderful. Okay, it's 2x squared plus x minus 15. What kind of form is that in? Standard form, good. Standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c, right? Now, this is standard form because my x is fuzzy, or is it me? Okay, thank you. It's in standard form because my degree of the variable is going from largest to least, right? X squared, x to the first. What's the power for the x here? That's right, x to the 0. We just don't put it there because it's 1. 1 times c is c. A, b, and c are the coefficients. We're going to be talking about a lot about those coefficients from here to the end of the semester. Now, this binomial times a binomial, what that really is two numbers being multiplied together, correct? So I'm taking a factor times a factor, and I get product. Just as if I'm taking 2 times 3, 2 equals 6, 2 and 3 are the factors, 6 is the product. These binomials are the factors, 2x squared plus x minus 15 is product. When we put it in factor form, we are actually going the other way. We're taking the product and we're coming up with the factors. Right? You don't have your packet, do you? See if there's an extra one over there. If I do, if you leave them on the desk, I'll put them in those bins over there. All right. When we factor a quadratic, because that's what this is called, quadratic. When our a, the coefficient of the x squared term, is 1, a is 1 here, right? Anybody dispute that? These are easy to factor. You can do them in your head. I have to come up with 2 binomials. The only way to get x squared is what? X times x. It's the only way to get x squared. That's why these are easy when a is 1. When there's the coefficient is 1 here. Now, remember the last number here, as in FOIL, I take the last term and multiply it by the last term to get C. So my last term here is negative 28. The only way, I look at the sign first. It's easier if you look at the sign first. The only way to get a product of negative 28 is to multiply what? To get a negative number, one has to be positive and the other has to be negative. There's my signs. Now I got to come up with factors of 28. So I got 1 and 28, 2 and 14, any others? 4 and 7. So, two numbers that multiply to negative 28 are either 1 and 28, 2 and 14, or 4 and 7. But I got to pick them so that they add up to negative 12. Our outer plus inner, right? It's my B here. Okay, that's where I get these two numbers that I have to add up. So, numbers, one has to be negative, one has to be positive, where when I add them up, have to equal negative 12. What set of numbers is going to do that for me? 2 and 14. Which one do I want negative? 14. See how easy that is? Now, they're going to get harder when our A is not 1, but we'll get into that in just a minute. Questions? Confused? Let's do a few more, if it comes to it. Okay, my first term, x squared. My A is 1, so this is going to be easy, hopefully. The only way to get x squared, x times x. Okay, I'm going to look at my C, positive 4. So the only, my numbers have to be, my signs have to be either positive positive or negative negative. I look at my B, it's a positive 5, so these signs have to be positive positive, right? Positive times a positive equals a positive, because they're going to add up to a positive. If I chose negative, there's no way it can add up to positive. Okay? Factors of 4. 1 and 4, 2 and 2. Now, my B is positive 5. So which one of these are going to add up to 5? Yeah, 4 and 1, right? There's my factor. Nope. You can put the 1 there and the 4 there. It doesn't matter with this one. Questions coming to you? Okay. Number 4. My A is 1. I'm going to go ahead and put it in factor form. X times x is x squared. Okay, let's look at the signs. I have a positive here, so it's either going to be positive times positive or negative times negative. But they have to add up to a positive, so my signs are positive, positive. With me? Anybody not see that? Am I going too fast? Okay. Factors of 14. 1 times 14. 2 times 7. That's it, right? Since these are both positive, all I have to do is look at these, add them up. They have to add up to 9. So what are the factors? 2 and 7. That was a real easy one. And the last example, my A is 1, so I'm going to put an X here and an X here, right? My sign is negative. There's only one way to get a negative number when I multiply. It's a positive and a negative, right? Now, let's be careful here. Factors of 80. 1 times 80. 2 times 40. 3 times nothing. 4 times 20. 5 times 16. 18. No, I was right, 16. 6 doesn't work. 7, 8. 8 times 10. I think that's it. Okay. Now remember, one has to be positive, one has to be negative, and they add up to a positive 2. Now, I'm looking for a difference of 2. Look at these numbers. Is there a difference of 2 between the factors? 8 and 10, right? Now I just got to figure out which one's positive, which one's negative. The higher one is going to be positive, so I have 10 and 8. Did it? Getting it? Okay. Let's try some hard ones now. Use pencil, please. Well, maybe not yet. Okay, this time my A is 3. It's still not that bad because there's only one way to get 3x squared, isn't it? The only way to get 3x squared is 3x times 1x. That's the only way I can get 3x squared. My C is positive 10. They have to add up to a negative number, so my signs are going to be what? Negative and negative. No, because they're multiplied to a positive, so they both have to be the same sign. But they have to add up to a negative, so they both have to be negative. Okay. Factors of 10. 1 and 10, and 2 and 5. Now, this is where it gets a little harder. They have to add up to negative 17. We really don't have to worry about the minus sign because they're both minus, so you're just going to add them up to 17. However, one of these factors is going to have to be multiplied by 3. Know what I'm saying? Because the outside plus the inside are going to have to equal negative 17x, right? Yeah, 5 times 3 gets pretty close. Let's try that. Let's put the 5 here. So 3x times 5 is 15x, right? So it's a minus 15x, which means, I know I forgot. Which means the 2 has to go there. 2 times x here is negative 2x. Negative 2x plus negative 15x gives me 17x, and I'm good to go. Yeah, you just have to, actually, if you can do this in your head. Yeah. Yeah, if you can do this in your head, because I can, it's pretty easy for me, obviously, but high school students, and when I was in high school, I could just go to the answer. So I don't mind if you. Negative 2x plus negative 15x equals negative 17x. Okay. These can get really sucky, really bad. Can I what? Yeah, yeah. All right, number 7. It's still not too bad because there's only one way to get 2x squared, right? 2x times x. It's the only way to get 2x squared. Now, I have a positive 3, and that's not even too bad because they're going to add up to a positive, so they're both positive. The only way I can get 3 is what? 1 times 3. So either the 1 goes there and the 3 goes there, or the 3 goes there and the 1 goes there. They add up to 7. So the inner times the outer has to equal positive 7x. With me? Is the 3 going to go here or here? On the right side, the outer, because 3 times 2x is 6x. And then the 1 times x is 1x. If I add those together, I get 7x. Got it? And that's my answer. Now, 8 starts to even get a little worse. Because I have a lot more factors for 8. I have 1 times 8 and 2 times 4. I don't know whether to use the 1 and 8 or the 2 and 4. Plus, the 9, I've got 1 and 9 and 3 and 3. There's a lot of combinations here, right? Okay. Well, let's put down what I do know. It's positive. The last ones have to be positive. So it's either positive, positive, or negative, negative. Now my B is positive, so the sign is a plus sign. Correct. Yeah. If this was a negative 18, if my B, because that's my B coefficient of X, if that was negative 18, then I would have to use negative negative. Because don't forget, I'm going to be adding them. And the only way to get it positive is if I add two positive numbers together. Okay? All right, so let's just try. Yeah, let's just try 2x and 4x. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm just going to try it. Let's see, if I use 3 and 3, put a 3 there and a 3 there. Let's see, this is 12x. This would be 6x. Well, look at that. 12x plus 6x equals 18x. Wow. First try. And I really just picked them out of thin air. I just got lucky. Here I did that. Leah, Sadie. Good. Richard. See how I got that? Elizabeth. See how I got that? He's so good because he's playing with his phone. Martin, I have no idea what you're doing. Same with you, Ethan. Break? Did you say take a break? All right, number 9. Number 9 is going to be pretty tough, isn't it? Really tough. I don't think I'd expect you guys. I hope I don't. Huh? Yeah, I don't know if I will ever give you one this hard. Because 18 is a lot of factors, doesn't it? 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. Is that it? 14, 1 and 14, 2 and 7. Yikes. Not only that, but it's a negative number, so they're going to have to be positive and negative, where the positive number is going to have to be bigger. Which ones? 3 and 6. 3x. I'm going to put the 6x here because we need a bigger positive. Oh, wait, no, we were good. 6x goes here, 3x. And which one did you want to use? Two and 7. Okay, so I got 12x here. And I get negative 21x here. When I add these together, I get negative 9x, which is really close because I got positive 9x. All I have to do is what? Yeah, I could just flip the signs, right? I could either flip numbers. In this case, it's probably easier to flip signs. So I'm going to make that a positive 7 and this a negative 2. Okay, so that gives me negative 12x and positive 21. Now I get my positive 9x. Beautiful. Giving this on a Monday. I'm tired. I just had a 4-day weekend. I'm so tired. All right. The first thing you should check for before you start factoring altogether is what? Common factor, right? Number 10. What can I take out of both? That's right, 4t. I don't know why I put t to the 4th. I have no idea. Okay, 8t squared divided by 4t is 2t. 4t divided by 4t, anything over itself is 1. Number 11, what can I take out of both? Actually, all of them. A 3. That's it, right? Because 24 does not have an x. So I get x squared plus 6x divided by 3 is 2x. 24 divided by 3 is 8. And then make sure that you can factor what's left over here. I got 3 x. This is a minus, so 1's plus, 1's minus. How about 4 and 2? Got it? Okay, so the only way to get x squared is x times x. This is a minus sign, so one has to be positive, one has to be negative. Factors of 8. 1 and 8, 2 and 4. Now, remember, one's negative, one's positive, so when I add these together, I get the difference of 7. Here I get a difference of 2, which is what I want, 2x, right? So I want 4 and 2. I want positive 2, so 4 has to be positive. With me? Did I still go too fast? Rachel, you look so confused. 4 times x is 4x, positive 4x. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. Add these together, they equal 2x, which is what I want here. Okay? Simplify, yeah. Put it in factor form. Yeah, this is my final answer. All right, let's do one more. Let's do number 12. Okay, I can take out a 5, right? I get x squared minus 4. This is what we call a difference of squares. We have a shortcut formula. A squared minus b squared is a plus b, a minus b. So I have 5. So I have x plus minus, what's 4 what's the square root of 4? 2. Okay, your homework. The back. Yeah, we'll go over the back tomorrow. Either do all odds, do evens, or do them all. I don't care. Please leave the Chromebook on your desk. Log off of them, though.